All right, let's get right into this one. What we're doing today is a little different. We're taking this really short, pretty chilling story, and we're going to break it down, but not like a normal story. We're going to treat it like a real case file, an official incident report. Step by step, we'll follow the evidence to see how this whole nightmare unfolds.
And here's the thing. The author themselves promised this would be, and I quote, short, tight, no nonsense, straight to the impact. So you know what that means. We're not in for a long, drawn-out setup. This story is built to hit you hard and fast. It sets the stage perfectly, right? So let's open up this case file and see what we've got.
Okay, so our investigation, our case file, it officially opens at a really specific and kind of creepy time. Section 1 is called The Anomaly, and it all kicks off at 2:13 in the morning.
So right away, you get this feeling of complete isolation. The scene is set. It's 2:13 a.m. We're in lab number 7 at Nagar Hospital. And get this, the entire corridor is pitch black. The only light is coming from one single flickering tube light inside the lab. I mean, this isn't just background detail, right? This is telling us that our guy, our subject, is totally, completely alone. And this is where the incident really kicks off. We meet our main guy, Dr. Aryan. He's just doing his job, analyzing a blood sample. And on paper, everything checks out. Red blood cell count, normal. White blood cell count, also normal. But there's one little note in the log, an anomalous observation, a weird shadow-like movement on the slide. You know, this is that first tiny thread that tells you something is very, very wrong here. So this is the question just eating away at Dr. Aryan. It goes against everything he knows, all his training. He's thinking, could something actually be alive at a microscopic level in this sample? It's a wild thought. And right there, that's the exact moment this stops being a routine lab test and turns into a full-blown scientific mystery. All right, let's see where this goes. Moving on to section 2, the discovery. This is the part where that strange anomaly gets a name. So Dr. Aryan leans in, adjusts the focus, and what he sees is just, wow. We can officially classify it as an unknown parasitic entity. The description sounds so clinical, but it's pure nightmare fuel. It's a small, black, worm-like thing that is literally getting inside red blood cells and consuming them from the inside out. I mean, that is pure biological horror, right? It plays on that deep, primal fear of something invading your body that you can't even see. And to make things even crazier, this discovery is a huge deal. We're not talking about some rare but known parasite. No, this thing is completely unknown to science. It has never been reported in any scientific literature, ever. Think about that for a second. Dr. Aryan is staring at an organism that shouldn't exist, watching it destroy a patient's blood. The level of professional shock he must be feeling, it's just off the charts. So, just as Dr. Aryan is wrapping his head around this impossible discovery on a microscopic level, the whole situation just blows up on a human scale. This brings us to section 3, the escalation. Suddenly, there's a voice behind him. It's a ward boy, and you can just hear the panic in his voice. He says the patient, you know, the one whose blood sample this is, he's missing. He's just gone. And bam. That's the first terrifying link between the horror under the microscope and the real physical world. And what's so wild is the sheer impossibility of it. Just 30 minutes ago, the patient was safe and sound in his bed. Now? Vanished. Poof. And the really chilling part? The security cameras show nothing. No one walking out, no struggle, nothing. It's like he just blinked out of existence. Man, the tension here is just incredible. You've got the ward boy freaking out about the missing patient, and at that exact same moment, Dr. Aryan looks back at the microscope. And what does he see? The entity isn't just there anymore, it's multiplying, fast. A new shadow is appearing in every single red blood cell. The threat is literally growing on 2 fronts at once. And this, right here, is a massive turning point in the report. Welcome to section 4, the outbreak. Because that microscopic horror we've been watching, yeah, it's not microscopic anymore. And it's definitely not contained. Just look at how this sequence unfolds. An emergency light starts blinking. At first, it's way down the dark corridor. Then, the next blink is right outside his lab door. And then, the light inside Lab 7 starts to flash. You see what's happening? The threat isn't just growing anymore. It's moving, and it's coming straight for him. He glances up at the glass door, and in the flashing light, he sees something written there. 2 simple words. Next, you. Okay, so this just changed completely. This is no longer a scientific problem to be solved. This is a direct, personal threat. Whatever this thing is, it knows he's there. And it's just told him he's the next target.
This has to be the single most terrifying moment. His heart is pounding, he looks back at the microscope, maybe just to confirm he's not crazy, and the slide, it's almost empty. The implication just hits you like a ton of bricks. The organisms aren't on the slide anymore. They're not contained. They're out. They're in the lab.
And that brings us to the final, chilling entry in the report. Section 5, the confrontation. All of a sudden, this isn't about looking through a lens or reading a message on a door. The threat becomes physical. It's in the room. He feels a touch on his shoulder from behind.
The report breaks down that feeling into 3 sharp details. It was cold, it was wet, and it was alive. Just 3 words, but they paint such a horrifying picture.
This is it, the final moment of suspense. The last thing the report notes is that Dr. Aryan slowly turns. And the light went out. That's it. That's where the case file ends. Just blackness. We're left hanging in the exact same terrifying uncertainty as he was. The story just cuts off. But the author doesn't quite let us go. They leave us with this one last chilling thought, a promise, or maybe it's a threat, that they can make a part 2 that's even darker and more terrifying. It makes you feel like this isn't a closed case at all, that the horror we just went through was just the setup. And it leaves you with that one big question, right? What in the world happened after the lights went